forget about you, keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes, this one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair, or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some ninjas. Brothers on fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying at that commissary before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed cat burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on this whole rap is fabulous. Now I mean that derogatory. I'm a player and there's no more women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 chicks. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. See a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the storm in my whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this yellow phonics, they got me on the level supersonic. My atomic, and you know find me somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home and change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her. They don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Binty on the face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tech, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s, Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash that. Spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tao Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the ball like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that black work. Make the countermeasures, take clutches, making an op hurt. Finest in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed, y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. The streets need an anthem. I just hope this shit right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the storm in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the storm in my whole life. My whole life.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. This obstacle sad old, that a resort of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that them years is but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles to make it official. I'm capturing every crack I'm surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. and let the whole world see the with him in the cages. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we can all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom be busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood cell. It won't be compromised. Now it's time to be the words. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be 10-5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord. Fuck the cocktail, triangle choker, flat press on hell. Payback up to the dress. She a bomb change, it is served cold. I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Make myself a target in the world of man shooters. There was designed fire for our babies to pass good in the damn by King's reign. I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellum.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog.
I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look. See, this time to folk off. My God, a real nigga. Cause he wasn't no dog. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the brick. Tell him it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation forces you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times. Ain't no more hard in this game. I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche. Way above ambush. Fierce tasty. Told to make me an apple tree. Left us in the battles, this where hope failed. Java clue bang. Dark sands get broke down. Brand new Evans through a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn this child into a ghost town. Focus stop, nigga. I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heaven to a rain cloud. Glock have a fail, no bench. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, unmade anthems. I really see profits under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I want it black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that's so dirty to handle. Look, I move like a facility. Precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a name. Wave that bitch around like where it's hard over. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro before his name, so I gotta keep that steel clip. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around me, y'all down. Just left the state for a bitch better than baby. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, never seen. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana,
Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. This is the ISUPK, Kentucky, Monday night history class. I am priest and officer Zabak Yasharala. The Monday night history class. My topic for tonight, the history on police brutality, part 2. I came out with one some months ago. And me and my brother Yasiyak, we kind of went off into it, and we was like, it's something that we could add a part 2, part 3, and then some. But of course, no matter what we say, no matter how many articles, we come up with scriptures and breakdown to back up, the things that we are saying. But this police brutality, as I was doing a little research, it's I just really wanted to touch on the killings, because I'm gonna talk about that tonight. I'll get into the killings of the hands of the police over here in the United States, and I'm gonna touch on specifically who they are targeting, who they are killing. They're killing so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, but they have no regards for the old nor the young. And after doing my research, it was a long list. I just go off into the numbers that have been killed, because I'm gonna give you the name of the article that I'm reading from, to let you go in, and because it gives you like the person name, it gives you the month, the day, and the year, and it gives you the person name, it gives you their age, it gives you the town and the state, plus it has a little, it's a little article that you can read on, and it'll tell you the cop name, tell you the incident, it'll tell you that they got indicted or they was acquitted, things of that nature. But it's very informative. It is very, very informative. It's just that I just broke it down just to give you the stats on statistic wise of the number of people that have been killed throughout the year, starting from 1870 all the way to the year 2000. And then I'm gonna read some more articles. But after reading this article, it was a touchy topic. I mean, all the way down to, I see one year they killed a little 4-year-old, him and his father. They said that they was trying to get robbed, got something to do with robbery. But my thing is, y'all killed a little 4-year-old, but like I said in the scripture, they don't have no regards for the young nor the old. And the police force has been established here in America. They took off killing. They took advantage of the position that they was holding to uphold. They said that being a police officer, you're supposed to serve and protect. Instead, they patrolling and controlling along with killing. And it's
it's really it's really sad that how they just took advantage of the position that they upheld. But I'm gonna kind of dive off into it. And the first organized, publicly funded, professional, full-time police services were established in Boston in 1838, New York in 1844, and in Philadelphia in 1850, 1854. So like in Philly, they all next door neighbors. They all next door neighbors. I mean, if you done been in school, you done seen these states. You done seen how close these states are to each other. When I say like next door neighbors, I'm talking about next door. It wouldn't even, not even like I would have traveled by car. Like if you were really going, say if you was in New York and you was going to Philly, you could, depends on what borough you in or upstate or whatever. But like if you was mainly in one of the boroughs, you could just uh, go through Brooklyn real quick and touch Philly and then be right there in Boston. But notice what I said, in Boston in 1838, you had a police force established. In New York in 1844, and in Philadelphia. So the first killing of a police officer took place in Philadelphia. It took place in 1870. So you got like 16 years later. 16 years later, a so-called black person at the hands of a police officer was killed. And that was one individual in the year of 1870. Then another, it was one more in the year of 1938. So we talking, some 6 years later. So now these killings is repetitive. It's repetitive. You had one in 1943. You had one in 1958. But before I go any further, I'm gonna give you the website to where that you can go and look and look up these. When I say this is very informative, you can go and look up. They give you the list of names. Like I say, they give you the list of names. They give you the list of names. They give you the year. They give you the month, day. They give you the person name. They give you the person age. They give you the town that it took place in, along with the incident that took place. Give you like the police officer. Give you the outcome, whether it was like manslaughter or whether he was acquitted. But you can go to, the name of it is list of unarmed African Americans killed by law enforcement officers in the United States. I'm going to say it again. List of unarmed African Americans killed by law enforcement officers in the United States. So let me jump back. I'm just giving you the number of people that was killed throughout the year from 1870 all the way to like 1999. And I'm just doing it just for time's sake, because if I gave it to you like with every person, it's a little bit time consuming. But let me jump back into this. It was one person killed in 1958. It was one killed in 1959. It was one person killed in 1962. So you see, it's kind of like a little gap there from 59 to 62. So you got like a little 60, 61. It was one killed in 1963. You had one killed in 1965. You had two in 1966. So in the year 1967, you had 40. You had 40 killed. 40 so-called black people killed by the hands of law enforcement officers. You had 6 in 1968. You had 2 in 1969. You had 9 in 1970. You had 2 in 1972. You had 2 in 1973. You had 1 in 1974. You had 1 in 1975. You had 2 in 1976. You had 3 in 1978. You had 2 in 1979. You had 2 in 1980. You had 1 in 1981. You had 1 in 1982. You had 2 in 1983. You had 2. So it's a little gap there, a little 2-year gap. You had 2 in 1985. You had 1 in 1986. You had 1 in 1987. You had 2. So they got like a little 1-year gap. You had 3 in 19. So with these little gaps, I'm gonna say it like this: they probably just didn't record it. All right. You had 4 in 1991. You had 5 in 1992. You had 3 in 1993. You had 5 in 1994. You had 4 in 1995. You had 3 in 1996. You had 3 in 1997. You had 3 in 1998. You had 2 in 1999. The list goes on. The list goes, when I say the list goes on, the list goes on. I'm talking about they have that list I just read to you. That's the list like before the year. That's before 2000. But then they have a list that gives you from 2000, 2009, 2010 to 2013. They have a list that takes you from 2014. They got a list that takes you to 2015. They have a list that takes you 2016. They have a list that takes you from 2017. They have a list that takes you from 2018. They have a list that takes you like the 2019. That takes you to 2020. They have a list that takes you to 2021. They have a list that takes you to 2000. They have a list that takes you to 2022. They have a list that to 2023. But this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back with a part. I'm gonna come back with a part 3, and I'm gonna bring you up to date from like, because what I'm gonna read, I'm gonna read some articles that's gonna probably touch on say 22 to about going into 23. So I'm in my next, well, not my next class, but in part 3 of this history of police brutality, I'm gonna run it down from 2000 to, I say, about 21 or 22, and just bring it up to speed. Just bring it all the way up to speed. But I'm gonna read you a little article that's, they say, a list of unarmed African Americans killed by law enforcement officers in the United States. It says this is a list of African Americans reported killed while unarmed by non-military law enforcement officers in the United States. Events are listed, whether they took place in the line of duty or not, and regardless of reason or method. The listing a death making no implications regarding wrongdoing on the part of the person killed or officer involved. Killings are a range of the incident that caused death. Different death dates, if known, are noted in the description. Hey, this right here is crazy because even today you still have police officers that are killing us like there is no tomorrow. That's why I don't see how so-called black man or black woman, Hispanic man or woman, Native American man or woman, I don't see how you police officer today seeing what's going on. That's like one of the craziest excuses I haven't heard police officers say. That was a so-called black, Hispanic, Native American man and woman. You know, their excuses, they would say this right here, you know, it's for the benefits. But to see the atrocity that your people is going through, and one of the things that police officers have put out, they put out signs saying this right here: if you see something, say something. Like you're a police officer, you mean to tell me you don't see what's going on around you with your co-workers? You mean to tell me you ain't got sense enough? Come on, you gotta stand up for what's right. You gotta stand up for what's right. I mean, so what if you lose your job? So what if they lay you off? I mean, you know, you gotta do what's right. This is one of the things that y'all implicate in society. This is one of the things that y'all put. I have seen these on subways, trains. If you see something, say something. Like, come on, man. How can y'all live like that? I couldn't live like that. I couldn't even find it. It's not no money. It's not no money even worth even going through that. I couldn't. Nah. Not seeing my people being, nah. But you know, here in the ISUPK, the Commander General Hunter, we gonna say something. I mean, even down to our black leaders, down to the politicians, even down to the people that call themselves representing your community. They don't even say nothing. Your TD Snakes, Creflo Dollar, you know, Al Sharpton. I mean, y'all will come forth and say this and say that, but y'all don't go and sit down at these city council meetings. Y'all don't go and push for a bill to be passed. Like they just had a bill passed for like a hate crime bill for Asian people. Y'all don't get that. Y'all don't. I don't see y'all sitting in, but in March, y'all see marching have not done nothing. Set aside from the police officers killing. You got people in society killing us. You got people in society killing us. I mean, look at what happened at Black Wall Street. Look at Rosewood. Look at how they did with Central Park. Made Central, just covered Central Park, and that was a place where my nose is itching. That is a place where people was living, and it was like a little town there. Kind of paraphrasing this, but they killed them people that was in that town, and it was like a little community. They just covered it up and made it a park. Look at how they did Rosewood. Look at how it's crazy. It is crazy. Now you got your KKK members, you got skinheads, you got people that the killers is on the police force. They are on the police force, and they are killing us at will. And some of these people is getting off. These people is not going to prison. These people is not getting indicted. It is crazy. It is crazy. That's why America has got to burn. That's why it is when the Most High said in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Y'all don't have no remorse for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Y'all people are so wicked. Y'all are so wicked. That's why when Yahweh Shah comes back, man, the streets of America gonna be painted in blood. Y'all people gonna have to pay for what y'all did to God's people. Y'all people gonna pay. Y'all people gonna pay. Y'all people are going to pay. Y'all think when Yahweh Shah come back, it's gonna be all singing, holding hands, and all that? Nah. What's in that Bible that's been prophesied, it's coming to pass. It is coming to pass. This police brutality is way out of hand. I mean, way out of hand. Way out of hand. Like, y'all doing the most. I mean, y'all people like it ain't no tomorrow. Like, it ain't no tomorrow. Like, it's, and some of y'all so-called white people, y'all, the oppressor, y'all go get on the police force just for that. Just for that. I mean, just for that. But I'm gonna read I'm gonna read articles that I'm gonna read some articles. I'm gonna read some articles that that's gonna go into so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, so-called black people that have been killed by police officers. The name of the article is "Say Their Names: Stories of Black Americans Killed by Police." They say a Kentucky grand jury indicted one former police officer on Wednesday for his role in Breonna Taylor's death. Many were reminded a grim roster of African Americans to be killed by police. In demonstration after demonstration across the country, protesters have been seen carrying signs that include the names of other blacks whose lives ended violently in encounters with police. Here are a few of those names. George Floyd died on May 25th after Derek Chauvin, a white police officer, pressed his knee against Floyd's neck, even as Floyd said he couldn't breathe. Floyd's death was captured in widely seen bystander video that set off protesters around the world. Chauvin, along with 3 other officers, was later charged. Chauvin is charged with second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and manslaughter. Third-degree murder so Salaki Israel. All right, I'm back, Israel. Salaki. All right, here are a few of those names. All right. Chauvin is charged with second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and manslaughter. Thomas Lane J. Coing and Teo are charged with aiding and abetting. On September the 11th, the former officers appeared in court for a hearing on several issues, including the prosecution's request to hold a joint trial. Attorneys for the 4 officers say each client should get his own trial. Elijah McClain died in 2019 when police in Colorado used a stranglehold to arrest him, and paramedics injected him with an excessive dose of a powerful sedative. In the struggle, one officer shouts that McClain had tried to reach for another officer's gun. A lie. Oh man. To reach for an officer's gun, according to body camera footage. The county coroner ruled back in 2019 that McClain's cause of death was undetermined. Wow. If y'all say that y'all had the body cam footage and y'all saying in this article right here that the police used a stronghold to arrest him, a stronghold ain't nothing but a long word for a choke. I mean, y'all couldn't see that? Y'all, I mean, y'all should have determined that. Y'all, the coroner should have determined that. All right. This month, city council members in Aurora voted to ban the use of sedative. It will stay in effect until the city-sponsored independent investigation of McClain's death is completed. Federal and state officials are conducting separate investigations. Philando Castile was killed by a Minnesota police officer in July 2016. The shooting gained widespread attention after the girlfriend, who was in the car with her then 4-year-old daughter, streamed its gruesome aftermath. The officer, Geronimo Yanez, was acquitted of all charges in a jury in 2017. Wow. He was acquitted after Philando Castile's wife recorded. It says Castile's mother reached a nearly $3 million settlement in his death. All the money in the world can't bring a loved one back. They cannot bring. It's no money. It's no money worth. It don't make no sense. But they be thinking that by them giving money, on a little civil lawsuit that for a person. But after a while, once you done spent all you could spend and went all you wanted to go and did all you, reality still gonna set in. You still gonna have to face the fact that your son or your daughter or your husband or a loved one is gone. It's no getting around that. That's why the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Y'all are the wickedness, the scum of this earth. But y'all write your own rules. Y'all do what y'all want to do. Michael Brown was by Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson. A grand jury decided not to indict Wilson. Wow. And these people hold themselves not accountable. Brown's death pushed the Black Lives Matter movement into the national spotlight. Terrence Crutcher was fatally shot in 2016 by a white Tulsa police officer, Betty Shelby, who was later acquitted of manslaughter. Wow. Man, this don't make no sense. Eric Gardner was killed in 2014 when white New York City police officer Pantaleo placed him in a chokehold. His dying words, "I can't breathe," became a national rallying cry against police brutality years before Floyd's death. Pantaleo was not charged. Alton Sterling was shot and killed by white ex-police officer. Blaine Salamoni during a struggle outside a Baton Rouge convenience store in July 2016. Louisiana Attorney General ruled out criminal charges to two officers involved in March 2018, nearly 11 months after the Justice Department ruled out federal criminal charges. Sterling family sued the city, its police department, and former police chief and the officers. This month, another white officer who assisted in Sterling's arrest was dismissed from the wrongful death lawsuit. Oscar Grant was pulled by police from a Bay Area rapid transit early on New Year's Day 2009 and killed by Johannes Masserly in one of the first shootings captured on video by bystanders in Oakland Plaza now bears his name, died after suffering major spinal injuries while being transported in a Baltimore police van in 2015. 6 are in his death and arrest. 3 were acquitted, and the state's attorney general dropped the other cases. Wow. Botham Jean was shot and killed in 2018 in his apartment by white police officer Amber Geiger, who said she mistook his apartment for her own. Geiger was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Atiana Jefferson was caring for her 8-year-old nephew in October 2019 when white Fort Worth police officer Aaron did kill her through a back window of her home while responding to a call about an open front door. Dean was charged with murder. Betty Jones was struck by a bullet from Chicago officer Robert Realmo, who was responding to a domestic dispute at a neighbor's house. That also left 19-year-old Quentin Tonio LeGrier dead in 2015. Realmo was fired nearly 4 years later. Wow, it took him 4 years to get fired for that? Laquan McDonald was gunned down by white Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke in 2014. Police video released in 2015 showed Van Dyke firing 16 bullets into McDonald. Many after the teen had crumpled to the ground. Van Dyke was 7 years in prison. What happened to 25 to life? What happened to life without parole? You done dumped 16 bullets? Tamir Rice was shot and killed by white police officer Timothy Loman in 2014. Rice, age 12, was playing with a pellet gun. Cleveland Police Department fired Loman in 2017. One revealed that he was deemed unfit for duty in a previous police job. Dominique White was armed. Topeka officers responded to a report of gunfire, confronted him, and finally shot him in 2017. While this investigation found the officers followed department policies, protesters still have questions, as do relatives who have filed a lawsuit. It's crazy. It's crazy how these oppressors get away with the killings of God's chosen people. And not one time have any figure, not one time have anybody stepped forth and said, give these people a hate crime bill. Let these stop killing these people. Not one time. Not one time. This right here is a full list of 229 black people killed by police since George Floyd's murder. That right there is like unheard of. Because the way George Floyd was killed, you would think that somebody would come forth and, I mean, Salaki, this is crazy. That's crazy. 229 black people killed since George Floyd's murder? That's like unheard of. But let it would have been Tyler or let Amy or Becky. Let one of them would have got it would have been new laws. It would have been, man, it would have been a whole bunch of things happening. It would have been a whole bunch of things happening. But when it comes down to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, no, you don't get no remorse. It's going to change. You're going to keep dying at the hand of your enemies. You're going to keep dying at the hand of the oppressor. You're going to keep dying at the hands of these devils that the Bible speaks of. But here in the ISUPK, the Commander Junior Hunter, man, we're going to fight for these people. We're going to fight for our peoples. Salaki, we're going to fight for our peoples. We're going to fight for God's chosen people. We're going to speak up. We're going to speak up. But you know what? For everything that y'all have done to the so-called Native American man, woman, and child, you're going to have to answer. You're going to have to answer to the Most High. You're going to have to answer. You're going to have to answer. You're going to have to answer for everything. You're going to have to. You're going to have, and that's without being said. That's without being said. That's without being said. But I'm going to read a little bit of this. They say a full list of 229 black people killed by police since George Floyd. At least 229 people have been killed by police officers across the U.S. in the year of George Floyd's murder. They say today marks the 1-year anniversary of Floyd's death after the Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin pressed his knee into Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes as he gasped for air, prompting widespread protests and calls for a change in U.S. policing. However, data shows police have continued to kill black people at smaller rates to previous years. I mean, even if it's a small rate, y'all still haven't stopped. They still haven't stopped. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that word that they have stopped, but they haven't stopped. They're not going to stop. That's why it makes sense. Not only have police officers have not stopped, you got people in society. You got our enemies that are still killing us. And that's why America has to burn. Because set aside from police, you got civilians. You still got abortion clinics going on. They're killing us at all costs, in all forms. They are killing us. That's why America has to burn. That's why it makes sense for Christ's return. That's why it makes sense, because these people is not going to stop killing us. It said, according to the Mapping Police Violence database, all across the country have killed at least 229 black people since Floyd's death in Minneapolis on May 25th last year. The vast majority are male and range in age from 3 months to 88. Like it says in the scripture, they have no regards for the young nor the old. And that 3 months, that's your abortion clinics. Okay, Samuel Singyawi, a data scientist who confounded the project, told Newsweek the figure is most likely to underestimate because more recent killings have fewer articles reporting details such as the race of the victim. Sinyangwi added, excluding unknown race records, black people make up a similar proportion of people killed out of the total number of killings in past years. In all years, it's not, come on. Man, ain't nobody being killed like the so-called, like God's chosen people. Ain't nobody being killed like us. It's nobody. It's nobody. Okay, it said here are the names where available, ages, and locations of 229 black people who have been killed since George Floyd. Natasha McGee, 38, Tallahassee. Modesto Marrero Desto Reyes, 35, Moreo, Los Angeles. Reuben Smith III, 35, North Little Rock, Arkansas. Jarvis Sullivan, 44, Yulee, Florida. Number 5, Terrell Mitchell, 34, Philadelphia, PA. Momodu Lami Sisse, 34, Snellville, Georgia. Number 7, Derek Thompson, 46, Fountain, Florida. David McAtee, 53, Louisville, Kentucky. Number 9, Tyquan Graves, 33, Brooklyn, New York. Number 10, Kamal Flowers, 24, New Rochelle, New York. Number 11, Louis Ruffin Jr., 38, Orlando, Florida. Number 12, Philip Jackson, 32, Tunnel Hill, Georgia. Number 13, Michael Blue Thomas, 63, Lancaster, California. Brooks, 27, Atlanta, Georgia. Number 15, Kane Van Pelt, 23, Crown Point, Indiana. Donald Ward, Salaki. Number 16, Donald Ward, 27, Phoenix, Arizona. Number 17, Brandon Gardner, 24, Beach Park, Illinois. Number 18, Teron Jamal Boone, 31, Rosamond, California. Number 19, Derek Canada, 43, Giddings, Texas. 20, Skylar Tone, 31, San Bernardino, California. 21, Robert D. Lauren Harris, Veneta, Oklahoma. Number 22, Rashid Matthew Mormon. 26, Roanoke, Virginia. 23, Aloysius LaRue Keaton, 58, Little Rock, Arkansas. 24, Kevin O. Ruffin, 32, Sheboygan, Wisconsin. 25, Kai Johnson, 31, Missouri. 26, William Wade Burgess III, 27, St. Louis, Missouri. 27, Joseph W. Denton, 35, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 28, Paul Williams, Houston, Texas. 29, Malik Canty, 36, Patterson, New Jersey. 30, Elroy Johnson, 31, Montana. 31, Richard Lewis, 49, San Diego, California. 32, Hakeem Littleton, 20, Detroit, Michigan. 33, Vincent Dario Truitt, 17, Austell, Georgia. Aaron Anthony Hudson, 31, Syracuse, New York. Darius Washington, 24, Chicago Heights, Illinois. 36, Vincent Harris, 51, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 37, Jeremy Southern. 27, Sacramento, California. 38, withheld by police, Detroit, Michigan. 39, Chester Jenkins. 60, Stockton, California. 40, David Earl Jr. 45, Roxborough, North Carolina. 41, Darian Walker. 28, Detroit, Michigan. 42, Aston Broussard. 30, Houston, Texas. 43, Amir Johnson. Ventnor City, New Jersey. 44, Julian Elwood, Roosevelt Lewis. 60, Sylvania, Georgia. 45, Salayatis Melvin. 22, Orlando, Florida. 46, Jonathan Jefferson, Bossier City, Louisiana. Raphael Javon Minifield. 29, Moorland, Georgia. 48, Kendrell Watkins. 31, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. 49, Plain. 32, Pasadena, California. Jason Roberts. 37, North Carolina. 51, Trayford Palerian. 31, Lafayette, Louisiana. 52, Damian Lamar Daniels. 31, San Antonio, Texas. 53, Julius Pay Kayi. 29, Houston, Texas. 54, name withheld by police. 43, Dearborn Heights, Michigan. 55, Michael Anthony Harris. 44, Dayton Beach. 56, Robert Earl Jackson. 54, Thoseby, Alabama. 57, Dejon Kizzy. 29, Westmont, California. 58, Dion K. 18, Washington, D.C. Stephen D. Smith. 33, Syracuse, New York. 60, Major Carvel Baldwin. 61, Antonio, Texas. 61, Steve Gilbert. 33, Delray Beto. 28, Moscow, Tennessee. 63, Robert Coleman. 88, West Sacramento, California. 64, Darren Zemore. 5, San Antonio, Texas. 65, Charles Eric Moses Jr. 33, Brunswick, Georgia. 66, Darian Bell. 28, Atlanta, Georgia. 67, Patches Vajon Holmes Jr. 26, Bellefontaine Neighbors, Missouri. 68, Kurt Andres Ringhold. 42, San Clemente, California. 69, Willie Shropshire Jr. 57, Wagaman, Louisiana. 70, DeMarco Raleigh. 27, Decatur, Georgia. I'm gonna tell you the website to look this up. This list, it's a long list. You can look this up. You can just type in a full list of 29 black people killed by police since George Floyd's death. I'll repeat it again. It's a full list. Type in like full list of 29 black people killed by police since George Floyd's death. You know, it's crazy how, you know, these people have hatred hatred towards us, hatred towards God's chosen people. But just like the Egyptians knew who we were when they took us into slavery 400 years, just like our oppressor, just like the devil that the Bible speaks of, they know who we are. And they trying to do away with people, but just like the Most High told Abraham, I'm gonna multiply your seed like the grains of the sand on beaches. And it ain't nobody, it ain't a machine that they can develop. It's not nothing that they can develop that's gonna count the grains of the sand, the sheet that is on the seesaw, Salaki, that is on the seashore of the sands of beaches. And the Most High say, when he sent out his word, it don't come back void. But even though through the atrocities and the trials and tribulations that we go through, we still are making babies. We are still keeping our nation flourishing, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. But the Most High, got to give it up to the Most High. You got to. Because without him, we would not be able to do the things that we are doing. We would not be doing the things that we are doing. But police brutality is at an all-time high. It always has been. And, they'll try to make it look like it's not them, or, police officers are lie and say that they fear for their life. But I don't see how you can fear for your life when you're a police officer. For one, you got on a vest. Two, you got some of y'all carry little billy clubs. Some of y'all carry them little iron pipe things that it extends. You have mace. You have a taser. We're not even counting the 9mm. Some of y'all carry 40. We're not even counting them. That, along with extra clips that y'all carry. Partner have two. Some of y'all be going up against one person. So how is it that you're going to fear for your life when you have a vest on, when you have been trained situations? It's just that y'all be making up these excuses to make it, to make it look good on your part for the things that you have bought for. That's why I say I don't know how, if you're a so-called black man, woman, Hispanic man, woman, Native American, Indian man or woman, and you sit upon a police force and you see what's going on, I don't even know how you live with yourself. I don't. Because as much trouble as I have them been into, all the times that I had them step foot in the penitentiary and out, shit, I'm still mad to this day, Salaki. I'm still mad at what's going on. That's why I don't know how a person can be a police, or I don't know how you can be, but I don't even know how a person can go to these people and snitch on somebody knowing that. But for you to be a snitch, that's a whole nother story, because you a straight up coward. You weaker than the softest applesauce on a hot day. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. But I get as far as like our enemies. I get as far as like you have KK members, skinheads. I get them. I get them. I am for joining, because y'all have one agenda. Y'all have one agenda to do away with the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American man, woman, and child. That is y'all only agenda. It ain't about y'all protecting. It's not. Y'all come to seek, kill, and destroy. That is the only thing that is on y'all mind. Y'all come to seek, kill, and destroy. That's why I don't know how, and I'm going to say it again, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American man and woman, I don't know how you can sit and be on a police force and seeing that your people is getting killed, and the thing you do is drop your head. You drop your head. But this goes to show just how weak that you are. You know, you join the police force, I hope for a purpose, for a worthy purpose. But now you to the point now that, you know, you can't even say nothing. Because say something, you getting looked upon, you getting frowned upon, but you know, but when it hits home, then and only then you gonna try to say something. But it's gonna be too late. Because one of them devils gonna tell you, we've been doing this. Now you wanna say something? One of them devils gonna come out their mouth real slick with you. And it ain't gonna be nothing that you can do. Because the same way that it hit home with you, it'll hit home again. Because they'll try to do something to you too. It's a lot. They'll try to do something to you too. And because you done sat around them for years and years, even before you even joined police force, you were seeing what was going on. You were seeing what was going on. I mean, it's to the point that you can't even call on these people. That's why, like in some, when they be having like little gang wars or whatever, people be having shooting in certain neighborhoods, cops don't even go there. They will go, but it's not like dispatcher gets that call like, you know, someone on the airwave, like they out. No, because they know the neighborhood trolling. So they know that certain neighborhoods gang related, certain neighborhoods predominantly black. So they not gonna move as fast because they know what's going on. So now they got to shoot out in certain neighborhoods. Okay, well, you know, go on and let them, you know, we'll be over there after a while. You know, they taking their time. But, you know, you got to be a certain type of idiot. You have to be especially if you're a so-called black, Hispanic, Native American man and woman. Something really wrong with your mental. Because there's no way that, I mean, even right now, I couldn't even sit back and watch that. I couldn't. I can't even sit back and watch that. But you know, even from 1870, from the first killing that has been recorded, and it's probably been one before that. It's probably been one before that, but you got to look at who is controlling the media, who is controlling, you know, the internet, and so they really gonna put things out that, you know, kind of make it look pleasing to the eye, but not so much. But you know, I'm gonna jump into this. I'm gonna go to Ecclesiastes, verse 1 and 9, because it really ain't nothing new that's going on with the killing of police officers and even now civilians when it comes to God. Ecclesiastes. chapter 1, verse 9. That thing that have been, and that thing that have been killing us. They have been killing us. They haven't stopped. Which shall, so that thing that have been, it is which shall be. So they have been, and they still are killing us. So it is that which, and that which is done is that which shall be done. That was done then, it shall be done now. And it's still being done. And there is no new thing under the sun. No new thing under the sun. There is no new thing under the sun. They have been killing us. I mean, even patrolling us all the way back from when they first brought us here on slavery. They was policing us. And they still been killing us. That, you know, the more I'm into the truth, the more I'm in the truth, the more I'm in the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana, I see things more on a spiritual and biblical level. Because it's, people don't have no type of remorse. These people are really some real barbaric people. These people are real animals. These people are real killers, real murderers. It's no remorse with them. And, you know, we turned to the wrong people. We have turned to the wrong people. I'm talking about to the wrong people. We have turned to the wrong people. Because when you look at Lamentations chapter, when you look, Salaki. When you look at Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17, verse 17 through 18, it say, as for us, our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. And even you know, you calling on officers to help you, you call on these people to help you, and these people have not helped us. These people have not helped us because even if a person say this right here, and I have done heard this, but not people are not the same. For the ones that don't say nothing, you just as bad off as the one that's doing the killing. And you have not killed nobody, and you still on the police force. You have not came forth and have not said nothing. You have not told your peers that you are wrong for what you're doing. You wrong. I mean, it's not, how can I say this? Like, take Idaho for a second. Not one, not even two police officers came forth and said, listen, the police officers in New York, y'all wrong. The police officers in Chicago, y'all wrong. Y'all are killing these people. Nobody has came forth. Nobody has came forth and said nothing. Versus our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Yeah, y'all hunt our steps. Yeah, we are prey. Y'all hunt us down like there is no tomorrow. I mean, just to have y'all sit back and say that, you know, I can imagine conversations that y'all be having when y'all in the locker room by yourself or y'all to go to a bar. I can imagine. I can imagine when I can't even think of these Peckerwood's name, man. When Billy looking at Tyler and Billy asking Tyler, man, how did it feel, man? You killed the nigga. Like, what did that feel like? I can't even imagine, the conversation. And then it's like y'all playing tag. So now, when Tyler said what he said to Billy, now Billy that took on that conversation, and now he want to go out and kill one of us. They say our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. And this, our end is near because this is what y'all are doing to us. Y'all are killing us. It ain't that y'all done took locking us up to a whole nother level. Even when you locked us up, y'all didn't even want to release us. So locking us up wasn't even good enough. Locking us up wasn't even good enough. Y'all had to take it a whole step further. Now we're going to kill y'all. Which y'all have been killing us. Don't forget about the hangings. Don't forget about the alligator bait. Don't forget about the humiliation. I mean, y'all went and stole a whole nation, God's chosen people. And the things that y'all have done to us here in America is unheard of. It's unheard of. It's stories that people don't even know. It's stories that haven't even been recorded, like as far as like being on the internet. But you have people that have lived in slavery that still remember the atrocities that they have seen. But the Most High God said it best. He said the wicked was made for the day of evil. I'm kind of paraphrasing when I say that. The wicked was made for the day of evil. So if you don't know who the wicked is by now, 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. I was made for the day of evil. And no matter the things that we went through, ain't nobody ever came forth for us. Ain't nobody never stood up for us. And if people don't read that, I'm gonna read it right here. Isaiah 59:4. 59:4. It say no one, verse 4. None calleth for justice, nor for truth. So ain't nobody never called for justice. Ain't nobody never pleaded for the truth. And the truth is that, nobody never said that, listen, y'all people wrong for what y'all are doing to these people. Y'all people are wrong for killing these people. Y'all killing these people for no. What is the reason that y'all? They trust in vanity. Trust in things and speak lies. Yes. Y'all come out the womb speaking lies. They mischief and bring forth iniquity. And this is and This is y'all wicked people. This is who is Isaiah is talking in 59 verse 4. But now you have so-called black politicians, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans. You have men and women that are in certain positions. They can't even say nothing. They can't even say nothing because they know if they say something, they gonna be frowned upon by their peers, and they don't want to lose their little position. They don't want to lose credibility because they feel like they got a certain status in society now. They feel like they have a certain, and it is crazy. And you know, even though the things that they have done to us, people hold themselves accountable. They don't. And here's the proof that they don't hold themselves accountable. Riot, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay and hold themselves not guilty. It's no getting around that. It is no getting around that. It is no getting around that. You know, I mean, I'm not even gonna read no more off into this verse. I'm gonna just touch this one more time. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. They say, who possesses slay them and hold themselves not guilty. I'm gonna stop right there because even set aside from slavery, even when you are in possession of police officers. Look at George Floyd. He was in their possession and they killed him. They killed him. And if it was, and these people don't even hold themselves accountable, man. They don't. It ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Plus, the Most High said that, but this is what's going on with these people. Like, when you look at Isaiah 48, and verse 22. The Most High say, there is no peace, say Lord, unto the wicked. It's no peace. There's no peace with these people. Because if it was peace with these people, you wouldn't be seeing our little young so-called black brothers, so-called Hispanic little brothers, Native American little brothers being gunned down, being killed in the streets by these police officers. If it was peace with these people, and it ain't even so much as turning a blind eye. You know, you can sit and correct them like, hey, listen, okay, you did this, you did that. But it's not nothing that they have done that is so dramatic for you to kill them. Especially when you want to sit and say that you fear for your life. How you fear for your life? Like with Eric Garner, y'all choked that man out. Other police officers stood around and watched this. Like with Sean Bell, y'all killed this brother. A month up. Hey. But you know, they have always hated us. Always. They have always hated us. When you look at Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5, and this is what the Most High said, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. I mean, y'all have always hated us. Always. A perpetual hatred. And y'all have always shedded the blood of the children of Israel. So these young brothers that y'all killing in the streets, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American, these are God's chosen people. These are the people that's gunned down. These are the people that's being killed. And that sword, yeah, that's that 45, that 9. Yeah, that's it. But that's what the Most High had to say. When you look at chapter Salaki, Isaiah, woe unto the wicked. So I already told you who the wicked is. When you look at Job chapter 9, verse 24, the earth is into the hands of the wicked. So who run in America, running the whole earth. Let me, Salaki, running the whole earth. And the word woe means destruction, death. It said, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be with him. Yes, the reward of your hand, you gonna get reward. The diligent work that you put in with your hand, the killing that you put in with your hand, you're gonna get rewarded for that. You're gonna most definitely get rewarded for that. But I'm gonna give you a precept to Isaiah. Galatians chapter 6 and 7. It said, be not deceived, the Most High God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So you're going to reap what you sow. You have to. I don't know how y'all, for all y'all police officers that be doing that killing, and y'all call yourself going to church on Sunday, I don't know how y'all missed that part. But the so-called preacher, he ain't going to read that one. But this right here is something to ponder on. Something to ponder on for the police officers that have been doing this killing. Proverbs 11, chapter 11, verse 21. They say, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. They say, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. The seed of the righteous yes, the seed of the righteous. And who is that seed? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Israelites, God's chosen people. But we all know what it is. Y'all could come together during Christmas. Y'all could come together, hold hands during the Star Spangled Banner. Together, no matter what. But the wicked shall not Be on point. And a precept to go with that will be Colossians. Colossians chapter 3, verse 25. 3 and 25. It say, but he that doeth wrong shall receive the wrong which he hath done. And there is no respect of persons. Since y'all like to say that the Most High God is a respect of persons, that verse right there gonna hold you. That verse right there is gonna hold you. And for those, I like to say this in my class, in the middle, beginning, or whatever. But I don't like to leave a class off without saying this. If you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, man, woman, even down to a child that is of understanding, come into the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana. Come back and serve the God of Israel. Come back and serve the nigger God. And watch your whole life change. Watch your whole life change. Watch your whole life change, because know this, it's a school near you. It's a school near you. We are all over. It's a school near you. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call. Or if you see us out and about on a Saturday having camp, come get a flyer, get in touch. It'll be the best thing that you ever did, sir. And with that being said, I'm going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shabbarakathon. Sisters, Yahweh El Atham, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Class dismissed. Come on.